We met when we were 9 years old. We shared scraped knees, baseball cards, and a treehouse we weren't supposed to climb into. Over the years, our friendship deepened, not because we were alike, but because we weren't. He was chaos, I was order. He was instinct, I was calculation. But together, we worked. He was the kind of guy who could walk into any room and own it. Women smiled, men nodded, and bartenders remembered his order. I envied him sometimes, but more often I just admired him. He had that thing you can't teach. We stayed close through college, even as life tugged at us in different directions. He went into real estate. I went into finance. He got married first, then divorced, then remarried. I waited, took my time, found someone steady, someone I thought I'd grow old with. He was my best man. He gave a speech that made everyone laugh and cry in the same breath. He pulled me aside afterward, hugged me hard and said, "You did good. She's special. Don't screw it up." Funny thing is, I didn't. We had kids. He became Uncle Danny. He bought them ridiculous toys, let them eat too much sugar, taught them to throw a baseball with a curve. My wife rolled her eyes every time he showed up, but she laughed too, said he reminded her of a movie character, charming, reckless, probably trouble. I laughed that off, because trouble was what happened to other people, not us. It started small, like it always does. A joke that lingered too long, a glance that wasn't meant to be seen. I caught them once, just talking, too close, too quiet, but I pushed it aside, told myself it was nothing, because that's what trust does. It fills the cracks, until it doesn't. And then, one night, the text came. It was meant for her, from him. Can't stop thinking about last weekend. Same time Friday. My heart didn't break. It settled, like a puzzle piece you've suspected was missing clicks into place. I didn't feel rage. I felt stupid, like the last man in the room to get the joke. I screenshotted it, then deleted it. I stared at the blank screen, then locked my phone, walked to the sink, and poured myself a glass of water. Everything suddenly tasted like dust. For 2 weeks, I pretended not to know. I studied them like specimens in a lab, watched their tells, her quick exits, his random drop-bys. The shared silence between them when I walked in. Silence has a flavor. Theirs tasted like guilt. I started to sleep in the guest room. I told her it was my back. She didn't protest. We became roommates with rings. I thought of confronting them, of screaming, of throwing things. But none of that felt like me. And more importantly, it felt like giving them power. So I planned. I met with a lawyer, quietly. I moved half of our savings into a secure account. I changed my will. I gathered everything, photos, messages, receipts, and stored them in a folder called Closure. Then I waited. I invited him over for a drink. He came, of course, with that same boyish grin, the one that got him out of trouble since 3rd grade. We sat in my den just like we had 100 times before. Only this time I had whiskey in my glass and war in my chest. "I know," I said. He froze. "Know what?" I didn't respond. I just unlocked my phone, turned the screen toward him, and let the pictures scroll. His face changed, slowly, like a sunset in reverse. He didn't speak, not for a long time. Finally, he said, "It wasn't supposed to mean anything." I laughed, a short, sharp thing. "Well, it did." I stood. He stayed seated, small now, shrinking in that leather chair we picked out together 5 years ago. "You were my brother," I said. "My best man. My son calls you uncle." He opened his mouth to speak, but I was already at the door. He left. I poured another drink. It didn't taste like victory. It tasted like ashes. She came home 2 hours later, saw his car missing, saw my suitcase by the door. She didn't ask. I handed her the same phone, played the same slideshow. She cried, apologized, reached for my hand. I didn't flinch, but I didn't offer it either. I said, "You don't get to grieve what you broke." Then I left. That was 3 years ago. I live smaller now, simpler. An apartment downtown. Plants I haven't killed. Coffee I actually finish. A quiet I'm learning to enjoy. I see my kids. We walk, eat pancakes, play board games. They're okay. I'm okay. Most days. He tried to reach out. Once. A letter. I never opened it. I burned it on the balcony with a Cuban he once brought me back from Mexico. She remarried last spring. Not him, someone else. I sent flowers. No card. Sometimes I wonder if either of them thinks of me. Not the man I became after, but the man I was before. The fool with the open door. But I don't linger there, because that man's gone. And in his place stands someone quieter, yes, but stronger. Not all betrayals are loud. Some walk in smiling and leave without a sound. End.